Hello beloved, welcome to a monthly summary on the book Counsels on Diet and Food, on the chapter Reasons for Reform. Earlier, we learnt about reasons for reform being for the glory of God, seeking for perfection, and a question of obedience. But all throughout long during our video today, we're going to learn about health being a treasure. What are the importance of health principles? We're going to learn about the lesson from Israel's failure, but also a Daniel's example of obedience. But afterwards, you're going to have an overview of true reform is a heart reform.
Wealth, learning, and education cannot benefit the soul if there is no good health. This cannot secure the good happiness. Only if we fully yield to the God's law of nature and health principles, our spiritual, emotional, and physical wellness can be attained to the higher state.
Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but only one that receiveth the prize? Paul says, he who striveth for mastery must practice temperance and self-discipline. And Paul uses an example of ancient Greeks who had done kind of games. For this kind of games, the prize was only perishable flowers, corruptible things. But they had to practice self-discipline and temperance for them to achieve and to be worthy of the prize. Brethren, what do we learn from these ancient Greeks? We learn to have temperance and discipline. We as Christians, onward soldiers, we are looking to the advent of the coming Christ. Therefore, brethren, let us practice discipline, temperance for whatever we are doing and become faithful stewards as we are becoming winners and never entertain being losing.
I am a student in as much as you are. In the Bible, we have one character who was once a college student also. That is Daniel. The book Counsels on Diet and Foods reminds us that we have to learn a lesson from Daniel. Daniel understood what God had instructed humanity to use as food, and he also knew what God had instructed humanity not to use as food. So Daniel did not want to go down to the level of King Nebuchadnezzar, but he purposely and did go up to the level of God. So we are called as Tukasa ECTC members to go up to the levels of God. Let us know what God has instructed to use as food, because as our Maker, He knows what's best for our bodies.
Jeremiah said, the heart is very deceitful and desperately wicked. So knowing that the heart is very deceitful, it gives us a starting point to reform first in the heart, and then we go outwards. So in order to attain the high standard of heart reformation, we should to start within and then without. So it is only by God's grace we can attain that standard of true reformation.
Beloved, what manner of love has the Father bestowed upon us, that we might be called the children of God? We have had a very good time during this month in reading the chapter Reasons for Reform. But before we finish, there's some questions on which we need to think of. Shall we, who have had such great opportunity, allow people of the world to go in advance of us in health reform? Shall we cheapen our minds and abuse our talents by wrong eating? Shall we live such lives and Christian-like lives that the Savior will be ashamed to call us brethren? I really welcome you to continue reading with us in the chapter Extremes in Diet, which will commence on the 3rd of August. Please be part of it. Tukasa ECTC 2020-2021.
Affirm your faith, bring changes, enlighten the world.